So, good day everyone. I am Cadet Janflorenz Castro, and this is my Marenv 211 Prelim project, and I will be giving my answer and understanding on 3 questions regarding marine environment, marine pollution, and MARPOL Convention. So, let's start. What is marine environment? For me, marine environment supports many kinds of marine habitats. Marine environment is a vital resource of life on Earth, and marine ecosystem or environment are characterized by such factors such as availability of light, food, and nutrients. And also, marine environment are those in world seas and oceans below mean high tide mark. Marine environments relate to morphology of nearshore, offshore, and deep water zones of the ocean. So, why is marine environment important? The marine environment is like I said, is the vital resource for life on Earth. So, marine ecosystem performs a number of key environmental functions. They regulate the climate, prevent erosion, accumulate and distribute solar energy, absorb carbon dioxide, and maintain biological control. The second question is, what are the major sources of marine pollution and its impact hazard to human and animals and shipping industry? So, oceans, which account for 70% of the surface of our planet, play a vital role in the health of our planet and those who inhabit it. Unfortunately, our oceans are polluted. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, billions of pounds of trash and other pollutants enter our oceans every year. So, the monumental impacts of this are far-reaching. In this post, we're taking a closer look at the various causes of ocean pollution, its effect, and the steps we can take to combat it. So, causes of ocean pollution. There are many causes of ocean pollution. Of all the facts, there is one constant. Most pollutions in our oceans begins on land and is caused by us, humans. Here are some of the major causes of marine pollution. So first one is non-point source pollution, runoff. Non-point source pollution comes from a variety of different locations and sources. The result of this is runoff, which occurs when rain or snow moves pollutant from the ground into the ocean. For instance, after a heavy rainstorm, water flows off roads into the ocean, taking oil left on streets from cars with it. And the second one is intentional discharge. Manufacturing plants in some areas of the world release toxic waste in the ocean, including mercury. While it intentionally being released into the sea, sewage also contributes to ocean pollution, as well as plastic products. According to Oceanic Conservancy, 8 million metric tons of plastic goes into our oceans every year. The next one is oil spills. Ships are major contributors to ocean pollution, especially when crude oil spills occur. Crude oil lasts for years in the ocean and it's difficult to clean up. Next one is littering. Atmospheric pollution, which refers to the object carried by wind to the ocean, is a big problem. Items such as plastic bags and styrofoam containers become suspended in the water and don't decompose. So next one is ocean mining. Deep sea ocean mining causes pollution and disruption at the lowest levels of the ocean. Drilling for substances such as cobalt, zinc, silver, gold, and copper create harmful sulfide deposits deep into the ocean. So, effects of ocean pollution or marine pollution. Ocean or marine pollution has many consequences that directly and indirectly affect marine life, as well as humans. Here are some of the most common effects of ocean pollution. First is harmful to marine animals. Sea animals are common victim of ocean pollution. Oil spills, for instance, will ensnare and suffocate marine animals by permitting their gills. When the oil gets into seabird feathers, they may not be able to fly or feed their young. Animals that aren't killed by crude oil may suffer from cancer, behavioral changes, and become unable to reproduce. Marine animals also also mistake small plastic debris for food or become entangled in or strangled by plastic bags and discharge fishing nets. Animals most vulnerable to harm from plastic debris in the ocean include dolphins, fish, sharks, turtles, seabirds, and crabs. The next one is depletion of oxygen in seawater. So, as excess debris in the ocean slowly degrades over many years, it is used oxygen to do so, resulting in less than 0.2 in the ocean. Low levels of oxygen in the ocean lead to the death of ocean animals such as penguins, dolphins, whales, and sharks. Excess nitrogen and phosphorus in seawater also cause oxygen depletion. When a great deal of oxygen depletion occurs in an area of the ocean, it can become a dead zone where no marine life can survive. So, and the last one is a threat to human life. So, pollutants in the ocean make their way back to humans. Small organisms ingest toxins and are eaten by larger predators. So, many of which are seafood that we eventually eat. When the toxins are contaminated, animals get deposited in human tissue. It can lead to a long-term health conditions, cancers, and birth defects. The last question for this prelim project. So, explain MARPOL Convention history, when it was adopted, entered into force, and its objectives, including all the regulations of Marpol Annex 1 to 6. So, the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, or MARPOL, is the main international convention covering prevention of pollution of marine environment by ships from operational or accidental causes. So, MARPOL Convention was adopted on November 2, 1973 at IMO. The Protocol of 1978 was adopted in response to the spate of tanker accidents in 1976 and 1977, as the 1973 MARPOL Convention had not yet entered into force. The 1978 MARPOL Protocol absorbed the parent convention. The combined instrument entered into force on October 2, 1983. In 1997, a protocol was adopted to amend the convention, and a new Annex 6 was added, which entered into force on May 19, 2005. MARPOL has been updated by amendments through the years. So, the convention includes regulations aimed at preventing and minimizing pollutions from ships. So, both accidental pollution and from routine operations, and currently includes 6 technical annexes. Special areas which, with strict controls and operational discharge, are included in the most annexes. So, Annex 1, regulations for the prevention of pollution by oil, and it entered into force on October 2, 1983. So, covers prevention of pollution by oil from operational measures as well as from accidental discharge. The 1992 amendments of Annex 1 made it mandatory for new oil tankers to have double hulls and brought in the phase-in schedule for existing tankers to fit double hulls, which was subsequently revised in 2001 and 2003. So next is Annex 2, regulations for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substance in bulk, and it entered into force in October 2, 1983. Details the discharge criteria and measures for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substances carried in bulk. Some 250 substances were evaluated and included in the list appended to the convention. The discharge of the resides is allowed only for reception facilities until certain concentrations and conditions, which vary with the category of substance, are complied with. In any case, no discharge of residues containing noxious substance is permitted within 12 miles to the nearest land. So, the third one is the Annex 3, prevention of pollution by harmful substance carried by sea in package form, and it entered into force on July 1, 1992. So contains general requirements for the issuing of detailed standards on packing, marking, labeling, documentation, stowage, quantity limitations, exceptions, and notifications. For the purpose of this annex, as our harmful substance are those substances which are identified as marine pollutants in the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code or IMDG code, or which meet the criteria in the appendix of Annex 3. So the next one is the Annex 4, Prevention of Pollution by Sewage from Ships, entered into force 27th of September in 2003. Contains requirements to control pollution of the sea by sewage. The discharge of sewage into the sea is prohibited, except when the ship has in operation an approved sewage treatment plant or when the ship is discharging comminuted and disinfected sewage using an approved system at the distance of more than 3 nautical miles from the nearest land. Sewage which is comminuted or disinfected has to be discharged at a distance of more than 12 nautical miles from the nearest land. So the fifth one is the Annex 5, Prevention of Pollution by Garbage from Ships, entered into force on the 31th of December 1998. So deals with different types of garbage and specifies the distance from land and the manner in which they may be disposed of. The most important feature of the annex is the complete ban imposed on the disposal into the sea of all forms of plastics. And the last annex is Annex 6, Prevention of Air Pollution from Ships, and it entered into force on May 19th of 2005. Sets limits on sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide emissions from ship exhaust and prohibit deliberate emissions of ozone depleting substance. Designated emissions control areas set more stringent standards of SOx, NOx, and particulate matter. A chapter adopted in 2011 covers mandatory technical and operational energy efficiency measures aimed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions from ships. So this is my prelim project for Marenv 211. So thank you everyone for watching. God bless and take care. This is Cadet Janflorenz, Castro. Thank you.